Want to know how not to land copywriting clients? Yeah, me neither. I think we'd all much rather just focus on what to do to land clients instead. But chances are we've already heard it all. You need a website, you need a portfolio, you need an email outreach script or a bunch of work samples or testimonials from previous clients. You need a profile on Upwork or Fiverr. No, don't get me wrong. All of those things can be effective ways to land clients, but there's something else. There's something else freelance copywriters need to be aware of too. What not to do. The thing is, you could be checking all the boxes and doing all the things on the do side of the list and still be making mistakes that could cost you clients. Let's talk about how not to land copywriting clients and 3 fatal mistakes that can trip you up and cost you copywriting projects. So the other day I was cleaning my house and it was time for me to dust. I know, super fun, right? But it had to be done. So I grabbed my microfiber dust cloth and I went to work. Now I did everything right. I emptied the shelves and dusted the surfaces. I got the picture frames and I shook that dust cloth often so it looked sparkling and spotless. Yet the next day when I was walking past the desk in my office, there was already a layer of fine dust collecting on it. I was like, what the heck? Can't it even last one day? It was like I hadn't even dusted yet. Did I spend all that time and energy for nothing? I was super frustrated. I had done everything right. Then I realized what the problem was. Yes, I had done everything right, except for paying attention to the little thing I shouldn't do, like leaving the windows open. I was watching the dust blow back in, sabotaging myself. The same thing can happen when you stay unaware of common mistakes you can make when doing discovery calls. So in this video, I'm going to give you the lowdown skinny on 3 mistakes that can cost you copywriting clients. 1 mistake takes place before, 1 during, and 1 after the discovery call. So grab a notebook and pen. You're going to want to write these down so you can avoid missing out on client yeses. Hi, I'm Christa, sales copywriter and copywriting coach for freelance copywriters. I built my business from 0 clients to $250,000 the first year, and now I teach moms who love to write how they can launch freelance copywriting services and write their way to freedom without sacrificing their families or their flexibility. This YouTube channel is full of actionable and proven hacks, tips, and strategies for freelance copywriting mamas just like you. So make sure you subscribe and smash that button so you get notified when my videos go live. Congratulations, you booked a discovery call. I know you added it to your calendar and even set a reminder so there's no way you'd miss it. And sure enough, when the day rolls around, you're right on time. That's great, but it's not enough to just make sure that you're in the right place at the right time. You've just committed mistake number 1 before the call even started, not researching the prospective client. Look, prospective clients are busy. They don't want to spend half the discovery call introducing themselves and going over basics that you could have learned by doing a simple online search. Honor the time they've taken to get on a call with you by bringing yourself up to speed on who they are and what their business is all about beforehand. One way you can do this is by having a questionnaire for them to fill out when they book the call. You can ask them what their business does, what types of services they're interested in, who they serve. The possibilities are endless. If a subscription to an automated scheduler that offers that along with the booking is not in the budget, you can create a free Google form and send them a link with a call confirmation email. I also recommend doing a little bit of your own research by doing a Google search, checking out their website, or visiting their social media profiles and business pages on LinkedIn and Facebook. When you show up prepared to jump right into the conversation of how your services can meet the needs they have, it leaves a really favorable impression. It shows them that not only did you come ready to talk turkey, but you cared enough about them and their business to do the behind the scenes work before the call even started. Now let's talk about mistake number 2, the one that takes place during the call, not listening to learn. Have you ever been talking to somebody and you can just tell that they can't wait for their turn to talk? You probably walked away from that conversation thinking, I don't think they got a word that I said. When that happens, you can be sure that they were listening to respond instead of listening to learn. When you listen to respond, you're thinking about what you're going to say the next time it's your turn to talk while the prospective client is talking. When that happens, it's not because you're trying to be selfish or you just like to hear the sound of your voice. Many times it's because we want so much to make a good impression. Our minds are going a million miles a minute trying to come up with just the right thing to say next. It's okay and completely normal to be nervous, but don't let your nerves get in the way of really listening to what the client is saying to you in order to learn more about their business and their copy needs. Make sure they leave the call knowing that you heard them. One way you can do this is by repeating what they said back to them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should repeat every single line. You're not an echo. Just do a quick recap of the things you talked about at the end of the call. Let them know that you heard what they had to say and that you understand where they're coming from. Another way you can show that you're listening to learn is by asking questions. You're there to talk about a need that they have. They're in the call with you right now because they want you to be a part of the solution. Make sure that you end the call with a good understanding of what they're going to need in terms of copy. If you're so busy thinking about what you're going to say next, you may come away from the call without all the information you need to send out a thoughtful, strategic proposal. The last thing you want is for them to open up the proposal and think, wow, did they even hear a word I said? The third mistake takes place after the discovery call, and it's completely 100% avoidable, and it's not following up. One of my clients is a real estate agent known throughout the US as someone who sells luxury properties. But when he first got started, he could barely get anyone to talk to him. How do you go from being a total unknown to being the person people want to sell their mansions through? I'll tell you in his exact words, follow up until they buy or somebody dies. Now, I don't know if I would go that far, but there's something to be said about following up until you hear a yes or no. Here's what you need to understand. While hearing back about the proposal you just sent over is extremely high on your list of priorities, it might not rank quite as high for the prospective client. Running a business with a lot of irons in the fire, dealing with multiple problems at the same time means their timeline might not be as quick as yours when it comes to responding. Don't assume it's a no if you don't hear back from them right away. Just follow up. Send them a friendly email every few days or once a week. It's a great way to stay top of mind, and it lets them know that you're persistent, you're sticking with them, and that you're responsible. Unless you're sending them multiple messages a day, all hours of the day and night, you're not bothering them. Keep following up until you get a yes or no. Avoiding these 3 mistakes doesn't take much time. It's just one research step before, one listening step during, and regular follow-ups after. So what do you think? Give me a thumbs up if this video was helpful, and drop a comment below to let me know what your big takeaway was. And if you missed my video last week, I shared 4 must-have skills freelance copywriters need in order to charge high ticket rates. It's a good one. Check out the link in the description below to watch now. And make sure to subscribe and follow this channel for more tips, strategies, and resources for freelance copywriting moms.